It's showdown time here at AMD Tech. It's the Dell XPS 12 versus the Lenovo Miix 700. The Dell XPS 12 and the Lenovo Miix 700 are Surface Pro 4 competitors. Each has a keyboard in the box. The Dell XPS 12 pen is sold separately, whereas the Lenovo Miix 700 has the pen included inside the box. Each has 8 GB of RAM, each has 256 GB of SSD storage. The Miix 700 has a 12-inch display, 2160 by 1440 resolution. The Dell XPS 12 has a 12.5-inch IPS display running at 1920 by 1080. A 4K UHD variant is also available. The Dell XPS 12 has a 16 by 9 aspect ratio, and the Lenovo Miix 700 has a 3 by 2 aspect ratio, making it better for productivity, whereas the Dell XPS 12 is better for media consumption. YouTube, Netflix, and other media is excellent on the Dell XPS 12, and it's also very good on the Lenovo Miix 700. As far as the keyboard is concerned, the Dell XPS 12 has a beautiful backlit keyboard. Unfortunately, the Lenovo Miix 700 does not have a backlit keyboard. The Dell XPS 12 has 1.2 millimeters of key travel, whereas the Miix 700 has 1 millimeter. The XPS 12 had a better trackpad, much more responsive than the Miix 700 trackpad. The Dell XPS 12 has the active pen sold separately, called the Dell Active Pen. Miix 700 has a pen included in the box. Each uses the Wacom pen technology. The Dell XPS 12 has an eraser on the top, whereas the Miix 700's pen does not. The active pen on the Dell XPS 12 also has added functionality through Bluetooth. If you click the top of the pen, it activates OneNote. And holding a little bit longer, takes a screenshot and adds it to OneNote. Now, as far as taking notes, drawing, using it for digital artists, digital professionals, note takers, whether or not which one is better, again, I'm going with the Dell XPS 12 as far as which pen is better. I'm going to draw a diagonal line across the screen on the Dell XPS 12. I'll do the same with the Lenovo Miix 700 on that device. So as you can see here, it's very nicely responsive. Now, I don't have such a steady hand, but it just works very good responsiveness, a very low latency. Now I'm going to do the same with the Lenovo Miix 700. So I'm going to go from here to there, and as you can see, there was a problem. It didn't register the pen. I don't know if it's a defective screen or a defective pen on the Lenovo Miix 700. It just wasn't as responsive as the Dell XPS 12 and the Dell XPS Active Pen. As far as performance is concerned, both devices did okay. The Dell XPS 12 sports a Core M5 Skylake processor. The Lenovo Miix 700 sports a Core M7 processor, also Skylake variant. On the Geekbench test, the Dell XPS 12 did a 1841 on the single-core score, a 2900 on the multi-core score. The Lenovo Miix 700 did a 2669 on the single-core score and a 5345 on the multi-core score. On the Crystal Disk Mark test, the Dell XPS 12 had a read of 525 and a 121.7 on the write, whereas the Lenovo Miix 700 did a 551.7 on the read and a 301.4 on the write, better than the Dell XPS 12. As far as weight is concerned between these two devices, the Dell XPS 12 is a little bit heavier. It's at 1.75 pounds without the keyboard and 2.8 pounds with the keyboard. The Miix 700 is 1.72 without the keyboard and 2.45 pounds with the keyboard. Build quality goes to the Dell XPS 12. It has a nice satin black finish and excellent premium build quality. The Lenovo Miix 700 didn't do quite as well. Although it is good, it is not quite as good as the Dell XPS 12. Also, the Lenovo Miix 700 had some flex and a little bit of give in its chassis. As far as thickness is concerned, the Dell XPS 12 in its dock is thicker than the Miix 700, which sports a more thin, surface-like appearance. As far as audio quality is concerned, neither device blew me out of the water. Each was okay, but nothing spectacular. In terms of speaker placement, the Dell XPS 12 has front-facing speakers, whereas the Lenovo Miix 700 has side-firing speakers, as you can see here. Here is a test of the sound of the Dell XPS 12, followed by Lenovo Miix 700. Take a listen. Hey everybody, Andrew back again with another video, and today we have our review of this baby, the Lenovo Miix 700, a 2-in-1 Surface Pro 4 competitor. Let's find out if this has what it takes to become the king of the 2-in-1s. Let's find out if it's a buy or a don't buy. Hey everybody, Andrew back again with another video, and today we have our review of this baby, the Lenovo Miix 700, a 2-in-1 Surface Pro 4 competitor. Let's find out if this has what it takes to become the king of the 2-in-1s. Let's find out if it's a buy or a don't buy. As far as speakers are concerned, it is a wash. As far as battery life is concerned, the Lenovo Miix 700 beat out the Dell XPS 12 by nearly 2 hours. Good job, Lenovo. Dell, you need to improve on battery life. As far as price is concerned, the Dell XPS 12 starts at around $899 for the 1080p version, and the Miix 700 starts at $799 for the Core M3 version. So overall, which is a better device? Which is the better 2-in-1? Is it the Dell XPS 12 or the Lenovo Miix 700? Which one is better? Well, I'm going to have to give the nod to the XPS 12. I think that it has the better display, even though this is 1080p. Oh, by the way, it also comes in a 4K UHD version. But this is the 1080p display. It gets brighter than the Lenovo Miix 700, even though this has a higher resolution of 2160 by 1440. I just like the color representation of the Dell XPS 12 better. As far as the pen is concerned, I'm going to go with the Dell Active Stylus over the Lenovo Miix 700's pen. I think it has more functionality with its Bluetooth connection, the fact that it has a button on the top, eraser, and it also, when you depress it, it activates OneNote, and if you hold it down, it will take a screenshot and send it to OneNote. Nice touch, Dell. Whereas the Lenovo doesn't have the button on the top, and the overall performance was not as good as the Dell Active Stylus. The Dell Active Stylus has 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity. The Lenovo only has 1024. Overall, I think that the Dell Active Stylus was the better of the two. As far as the keyboard is concerned, I like Dell's keyboard a little bit better. With its 1.2 millimeter key travel, I thought it had better key travel than the Lenovo Miix 700. I like the fact that it had a better trackpad, which was more responsive than the Lenovo Miix 700. Although that wasn't bad, it wasn't as good as the Dell XPS 12. I like the fact that the Dell XPS 12's keyboard is backlit. Unfortunately, the Lenovo missed out on that one where it didn't have a backlit keyboard. A big negative for them. As far as size comparison, I like the 12.5-inch IPS display versus the 12-inch display of the Lenovo Miix 700. But something to keep in mind, the Lenovo Miix has a 3:2 aspect ratio, whereas the Dell has a 16:9 aspect ratio. Better for viewing videos, better for viewing Netflix, for YouTube, whatever you want to use for that, it's better on a 16:9. Whereas the 3:2 is better for note-taking and is better for productivity use. So as far as I'm concerned, I like the Dell XPS 12 better. Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please share this video if you found it informative and you liked it. Until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.